Hi, my name is Eldar. I am a designer and minimalist, and this is my minimal desk setup. And this is not specifically cleaned up, prepared for this video version of this setup. This is how I've been working for the past at least 7 years. And although some of the elements, for example, the notebook or monitor, can be changed over time if I upgrade to something different, the core elements and the overall structure always remains the same. So a standing desk is very important to me because it greatly improved my back health many years ago. And this particular model is not motorized. I do have a motorized version in another office in another country, but here I just opted for the quite cheap manually adjustable desk foundation, which came with some very cheap top, and I replaced it with the custom-made, very wide and very deep wooden top. And I also made the custom monitor stand from the same wood, which I think looks cool, and it allows me to position monitor at eye level, helping me avoid the neck pain. A chair is usually a very important part of any setup because it can dramatically affect the productivity and comfort levels. But for me, in my setup, it's not very important, it's not crucial, because I do spend most of the time standing because of my back pain. But when I want to sit for extended periods of time, I use the ergonomic chair I picked up locally. This one is not very high quality, but I do recommend to invest in a high quality ergonomic chair because it does make a lot of difference, especially if you're sitting most of the time. And actually, most of the time I would not even use this ergonomic chair. I will use the chair which was in this living room, which I put my desk in. And yeah, it looks a little bit better here. And since I don't really sit that much, for me it's not a big deal. A 16-inch MacBook Pro runs my entire setup, and this is the M1 Pro, the base model from 3 years ago, and it is still very fast and powerful for everything I do, which involves web and graphic design and sometimes video editing. Well, it has amazing display, keyboard, speakers, trackpad, even all the ports I need. I do have a few dongles laying around the house somewhere, but honestly, I don't even remember when was the last time I used any dongles. Unlike many other desk setups on YouTube, I actually use my MacBook with lid open, and for multiple reasons, and one of these reasons is that I want to take advantage of this amazing quality display. But as a second monitor, I'm using the 32-inch Samsung M8 4K display. And to be honest, this is not my preferred option. I would love to use Apple's Pro Display XDR or at least Apple Studio Display, and mainly for the perfect scaling in macOS. But these are just so expensive where I live, like literally over $3,000 even for the Apple Studio Display, which is crazy. So I picked up this Samsung M8, which was $600 or $500 where I live, so reasonably priced, and it does meet my minimal requirements, which are, first of all, minimal and clean design, sharp and good quality panel, and of course ability to connect to my Mac with just one cable for both picture and power. I'm a big fan of Apple's Magic keyboards, both the standalone version, which I have for maybe 10 years now, and the built-in version inside my MacBook. And I actually prefer the built-in version inside my MacBook because it feels a little bit more stable, and it has Touch ID, which of course, I mean, this particular model does not have. I think the latest versions do come with Touch ID, but for me, Touch ID is perfect for all the passwords and everything. And well, it is the best next thing after Face ID, which is not available on the Mac. I'm also a big fan of Apple's Magic trackpads, and 16-inch MacBook Pro has the largest trackpad on any laptop, and it is obviously the best quality laptop trackpad in the world. It is a well-known fact, and it is very comfortable to place two of my hands on the keyboard and move back and forth between the trackpad and the keyboard with my right hand. When I want to move the cursor, I can quickly do that without me taking my hand off the keyboard and grabbing my mouse, which I do have. And I'm actually surprised to say that, but I'm including the Magic Mouse, Apple Magic Mouse in this setup, which I've been using for the past year, I think. I tried it many times over the years, but every time it felt so uncomfortable and impossible to use for longer periods of time. And after giving this another try, somehow I got used to it, and now it is my second favorite pointing device on a Mac, only behind the trackpad in my MacBook. I don't use any external speakers, and not just because I want to avoid clutter with additional wires, but because my MacBook's speakers are so good, I don't feel the need to upgrade to anything else. And I'm talking about the 16-inch MacBook Pro, because 14-inch MacBook Pro still has a great audio output, but this is just out of this world good. And my monitor, Samsung M8, also has speakers, but these are just not good. And for the cases when I need a better audio quality or privacy for that matter, I would use the AirPods Pro 2, which are always here on my desk. These have excellent noise cancellation and good audio quality. To the left side of my monitors, I have iPad Pro 13-inch. This is a 2018 model. And I also have Apple Pencil with it, which I use to maybe brainstorm some ideas sometimes. And this iPad served me very well for the past 6 years, and I can't think of any reason why I would upgrade to the newer version anytime soon, because Apple is not doing anything special to iPadOS, which will kind of make me upgrade to the new version. And this particular model still works as our amazing multimedia hub for our family. It is connected to our living room TV behind me. And when it sits here on this laptop stand, I use it as a third display using Sidecar, or sometimes, most of the time actually use it as an iPad using the universal control feature, which allows me to use Mac's keyboard and mouse or trackpad to control iPad. And it's actually amazing. And I use it to test the websites I'm making, and allows me to quickly resize the window to see how it will look on mobile devices, on iPhone, on different size tablets, and so on. And as I said, it is sitting on the laptop stand, and sometimes I take my iPad and move it to the other side of the setup, and I put my MacBook Pro on this laptop stand to position it at eye level so I can avoid the neck pain. But most of the time I actually just have my iPad on it, and it works quite well. For file storage, I'm using the Samsung T7 SSD, which is industry standard. I don't think it needs any introduction. It is a fast, portable SSD with USB-C port. As you can see, I don't have any stands for my Apple Watch or iPhone on this desk. And this is intentional because I like to keep this next to my bed in my bedroom. And for the times when I want to put my phone on the table, I have this polishing cloth. This is not Apple's, it's from another company, 20 times cheaper. But it still does the job cleaning all of the devices I have here, and when I place my iPhone on it, I actually can charge it using the single USB-C to Lightning cable I have here, because I still have lots of Lightning accessories. As I said, I'm using MacBook's speakers as my sound system, but what happens if I want to just use monitor without MacBook, if I want to close it completely? So what you can do, and I didn't see many people do that, actually didn't see anybody do that, you can take your monitor and you can close it, but not until the end. You can still leave about like a couple of centimeters or a few inches, and it will turn off the keyboard and display inside the MacBook itself. And then I will stuck my MacBook under the stand, and it will still give me a great audio quality without an additional display, which I don't need at that time. So this is my minimal desk setup. If you have any questions or some suggestions on how I can improve it, please let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more.